Hello everybody, my name is Brooklyn, otherwise known as the TheDramaticOtaku, and welcome to the November and December Weeb wrap-up. Now, a couple of disclaimers. One, no anime in November. I feel like I should just say that off the bat. Two, if you don't know what the Weeb wrap-up is, it is my bi-monthly review series where I review all of the anime and manga, mostly manga, that I have read or watched throughout the last 2 months. And three, I've lost my glasses, meaning that it's gonna be a bit rough to read what is on my screen at the moment. So, let's just jump into it. There will be relevant trigger warnings per series I talk about, spoiler warnings for every series that I talk about, because I do tend to go in depth if I really like a series. And let's just jump into the video. So for November, I have been working on upload every day December. I have to upload 31 videos, as you've seen throughout the month. So I didn't get to focus on a lot of anime this month as I would have liked, but we have a couple manga series that I do get to talk about. Starting with Yuri Espa Volume 3. Now, I read the two final volumes of Yuri Espa, at least what has been released to date. But we started with Volume 3, obviously chronologically. As much as Mr. Asahina annoys me as a character in this series, I do like that he's a rock in a hard place as a character. How his morals are very strong, he's disgusted by men who go after young girls, and does care as an adult for Kokoro and her well-being, while also being conflicted because he cares about his friend. At this point, I don't remember if Mr. Asahina was gay or not, but I'm leaning towards maybe yes. I also like how they showed how the rumors for Mr. Asahina started and how he isn't actually a piece of shit like suggested. This volume really fleshed a lot of his character out, which I appreciate. I do miss the times where a majority of the story was a side plot based on Kokoro's fantasies, but I can't complain because we do still get that in the story itself, just to a much lesser degree at this point in time. And we actually even get hints of previous stories in some of the stories that are available now, in the later volumes, which I really like. I gave this a 6.5 out of 10 for a continuation of a series that I wasn't initially going to fully collect. I've really liked Yuri Espa for the most part, so yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Next, speaking of gay romances that I really love, The Moon on a Rainy Night Volume 3. Now, I very much regret not getting Volume 4 in Sydney, because this is one of the series that I got in Sydney, and I left Volume 4. I went to go find Volume 4 at Minotaur, and they only had Volume 5, so I cry, I'm very sad. But Volume 3. Once I picked this volume up, I just had to keep reading it. I like that we've moved away from Kanon possibly having affections for a teacher. Honestly love it. Really, really did not like that side plot or inference, and I know that was meant to be a bait and switch, but still, I don't like the inferences that you give me here. This volume was super cute as we lean more into the GL aspects of the series, with Saki freaking out about a sleepover with Kanon. Especially with Kanon having to get closer to actually see her lips to lip read. So fucking, so cute. So cute. I really love the purposeful ambiguity of Kanon's sexuality, as she's really never had time to think about it, unlike Saki. And I love unlocking pieces of Kanon's life from other people so much. Like, from the girl who used to be her friend, and her sister, and her mother, all of that sort of stuff, unlocking it to see into Kanon's life, I do really like, though I really wish we heard more from Kanon herself. Yeah, I don't know, I really, got stuck into this volume, and it just ended up, really connecting with me. I liked it a lot, especially since it focused more on Saki and Kanon, as friends, and Saki's, gay panic. In the first volume, you kind of get inferences, and then, the final reveal at the end. Second volume, it's a bit weighing up between Kanon's life and Saki like having a gay panic. This is like purely Saki gay panic. Love that. So cute. I didn't quite have one of those heart-stopping moments in this volume as compared to the last two, like with Kanon cornering Saki, that sort of stuff. And it really was just, and the whole volume really was just setting up and executing the sleepover, which I didn't mind, and it definitely renewed interest in the series for me, but I ended up giving this a 7.5 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with this volume as compared to the previous volume, and I desperately want volume 4. I have volume 5 now, but I want volume 4. Also, of note, this really pisses me off. The cover is so easy to damage, and I think it's because of the material it's made of. Like, I've damaged books before, and it's usually water damage and stuff like that, but none of them have damaged as easily as this cover. Like, volume 2, volume 3, and I bought volume 5. Volume 5 was pristine, and volume 5 now has, like, tears on it, because I don't know what material Kodansha uses for distributing these books, but it's so easy to damage just by hitting it against a surface. Like, that, I don't like that. It pisses me off so badly. Like, this is the same dimensions. I have, like, thrown this around my room and it's fine. Pissing me off. Anyway, speaking of this book, we have Anyways, I'm Falling in Love with You, Volume 1. It has been 4 years. 4 years since the pandemic started. And we already have a COVID romance. This is a reverse harem, and it's a friends to lovers story. I fucking ate this up, but could not get over the fact that it is a COVID romance. Because, like, okay, I was so torn up by this because the main love interest, our main boy, the one on the cover, the one who asks out our protagonist in the reverse harem, is a swim club member. My free heart cannot take this shit. It's giving Free Eternal Summer as a straight romance, but I'm loving this. Like, you can tell some of the other members in this girl's friend group are in love with her, and she's a ditz. She's still in that thing where it's still in that frame of mind where she's like,
I don't like these guys. They are just my friends. They're like brothers to me.
And then all of the guys just like have a crush on her because they've loved her for a long time and shit. I fucking eat that shit up. And I'm getting very like Ouran High School Host Club reverse harem vibes from this. I really like it. I just can't get over the fact that it is set in 2020. This is one of those cutesy romances where I really don't perceive too much of the moment. I just end up really liking it. Our protagonist is a childhood friends with 4 boys. One of them, Kizuki, goes out of his way to confess to her, and it is inferred that at least one other guy likes her too. Very basic harem. I honestly love it. Very cute, very slay. Why is it set in 2020? 7 out of 10. I don't need to be reminded of 2020. Like, bro, I honestly don't know if I'm going to continue this series. Like, while it's cute, it's a bit of dumb fun, I don't think I want to read about a 2020 romance, you know? But moving on to, returning to a romance series, we have Yuri Espoir Volume 4. Now, I know I said it's a romance series. Gonna put trigger warnings for homophobia, depression, death, suicide, potentially assisted suicide, and mental instability. Now that is straight from the book, the trigger warning, because I've been aware of the dark themes in Yuri Espoir for a long time, but chose to focus on like the fluffy stuff, almost like Kokoro. But there are dark themes in Yuri Espoir. With Kokoro being forced into an arranged marriage to a much older man, Mr. Asahina being accused of child grooming while he is fully disgusted by men who do that shit, and having his best friend and the one person who he cares about most go on to be engaged to one of his students, Kokoro, a student who doesn't want to be in that relationship but goes along with it because her father and her status, it is a disturbing concept and brings up a lot of adult themes. It brings up themes of grooming. It brings up, like, things of assault, sexual assaults, stuff like that. Those are some of the, like, vague themes that are brought up with Kokoro not, like, having a choice in her being married off. It is dark, admittedly. And the whole premise of Kokoro doing the Yuri sketchbook is so she can escape from her current situation and have something to look back on when she is married against her will. And these, like, escape situations happen more often when there's something that is potentially traumatic for Kokoro. There are extremely dark themes in this series regarding, like, relationships, especially around a young teenage girl. But contrasting to all of that, Chapter 15 really elevated and made it front and center. It is dark, Chapter 15. And the aforementioned trigger warnings, I ripped straight out of the book for solely Chapter 15. I think this chapter was supposed to be a kick in the teeth to people reading Yuri Espoir that, like, hey, there are serious topics in this story, pay attention, which I'd been personally trying to ignore and wanted to focus on the cute fluffy Yuri stuff. Now, as myself, you would know for this channel, I do like horror. So the switch up I didn't really mind, and I actually thought it was pretty interesting. But if someone had picked up Yuri Espoir because it looks like a cute Yuri romance and got faced with that would have been a major punch to the face, and I really don't think a majority of people would have liked it that much. That being said, this is the last volume that is currently available, but after a little bit of digging, I have found that there are a couple more chapters that have been released, just not a full volume yet. But unless I look for scans, I won't be able to find those extra chapters, and I would like to read them as another volume. So until that potentially happens, won't be continuing Yuri Espoir, especially since the last full volume that came out was in 2022. So I don't know if we'll be getting another volume, but just forewarning that volume 4, while the story does have dark themes, volume 4 has an extremely triggering and dark chapter that is pretty much all of those trigger warnings that I mentioned before. Now, on a lighter side, it has finally dawned on me that in Kokoro's Imagines, the names of all of the female characters include some form of Yuri, even if it's not the character's actual name, which 9 out of 10 it's not. And it really adds a layer to the imagination part, and I just generally thought it was cute. But yeah, I really couldn't get over the dark part of this volume. I don't necessarily hate it, but then again, I do like horror, so the switch up was really interesting, especially in a, like, I checked what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be seinen, which was a surprise, but, like, with how dark it's gotten, kind of not a surprise at the same time, but that's just based off of Wikipedia, so don't take my word for it. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I don't know if I'm going to continue this series because I don't know if this series is continuing. I gave this a 6 out of 10. Not my favorite. I still think volume 1 is my favorite of the series just because of how cute it is and it started off strong. But yeah, if you are going to pick up Yuri Espoir, just be warned, there are those themes there, even if they're not, like, front and center in the first volume. They get way more prevalent in the last ones, and you actually get to see the face of the guy that Kokoro is marrying, and I'm just sitting there going, like, what the ever-loving fuck? Yep. Anyway, moving forward to the last manga of the day, which may seem weird because I have 2 volumes here. So we have the Young Master's Revenge Volume 1. Now, I wanted to make a note that I am actually, like, halfway through the second volume. And that is of note because the perspective from Volume 1 to Volume 2 changes as to who is the speaking character. And it does slightly changing my perspective on the series. Now, despite having had volume 2 for the longest of time, I got it, I think, for $3 on sale from Booktopia, which, by the way, Booktopia, you still haven't sent me 3 fucking books that I ordered. I'm on your ass now. I'm never ordering it from you again if you don't pick up your shit. Despite having volume 2 for the longest time, this is my first time reading volume 1. I think I got this at Kinokuniya as well, and this is the one that I bought instead of Whisper Me a Love Song volume 4. But I can't say I'm disappointed. This is my, I love the concept of the love interest Leo hating the protagonist and the story starting from his perspective. The premise is Leo, the son of the owner of the Taurus group. Yes, there's a lot of star sign shit in this volume, specifically around Leo. He has come back to Japan after a decade abroad and has come back with a mission to make the girl that embarrassed him fall in love with him so he can break her heart. Which sounds bad, but when you find out he actually has a massive crush on her, but has no clue himself. A quirk about Leo is that he actually really fears turtles because he got bit on the ass by turtles, and that ended up being because of Tenma, the female lead. I think the concept is really fun and silly, especially since it's rich kids trying to adapt to a normal school life, which I am very much a sucker for. Because of Ouran High School Host Club. And you do get that vibe because Leo, his family went from rags to riches and Tenma's went from riches to rags. So I really do like this. I gave this an 8 out of 10 and I will be finishing up volume 2 in December. So that is all of November. Let's move forward to December anime. Funnily enough, if you upload every day in December and have to edit practically 3 videos a week, you don't really get time to read or watch anime. December anime, 0. December manga, 4 series. First of all, I just reread Where I Was Up To in The Guy She Likes Wasn't a Guy at All. I now have the physical volume in English. I now have it in Japanese and English. So, yeah. You already know my thoughts on this book. So this was really just a reread. So, no ranking. Next, continuing off of November, we have volume 2 of this. I like that it's switching perspectives now between our main character, the guy, and this girl here. And how the guy clearly has a crush on her. But he's not putting it together. Very, very tsundere. We love it. Also, I do like how the student council president of the poorest school has a massive crush on Leo. Love that. So, this is cute. I give it I think I gave it a 7. Yeah, I give it a 7. Good shit. Not as good as the first volume, but good shit still. Continuing on with romance manga. Oh my god! The twist at the end of this fucking book. Oh my god. Gagged. Has me fucking gagged. So good. Dare I say 9 out of 10? No, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. The issue I've been having with one of the characters, where I thought how it was set up, it seemed like she was in love with one character. Instead, she's in love with our protagonist. And we also have another love interest. Oh! Gagged. Love it. I was getting a little bit bored, but Iosaki-saka knows what she's doing. 8 out of 10. Fucking loved this. If you're gonna read Sakura-saku, yes. I am getting a little bit tired of shoujo romance, but Saki-saka knows her shit. She better not fuck this one up like she did Love Me, Love Me Not. And speaking of getting fucked up, I have such mixed feelings about this book. Basically, my girlfriend's not here today. Cheating lesbians. I gave this one a 5. There are moments that I think are really cute. I don't like the girl who's manipulating our main character into cheating and not just straight up breaking up with her girlfriend. I feel bad for the girlfriend as well. I just feel conflicted. So 5 out of 10 for this one. No, 6 out of 10. No, 5. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 because I feel really conflicted. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for the most part. Obviously, fucking lightning round in December here, especially since I've already reviewed the entire volume 1 without realizing it in the last year, well, literally last year. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys actually tomorrow for the first video of January 2025. So I did not plan that. Just so happens that the first day of 2025 is a Wednesday, which is my regular upload schedule. I would like a big thank you Mia in the comments of tomorrow's video because she's the one editing it. It is the second for the family video, and yeah, what do you guys think of all of my manga that I read in the last 2 months? What recommendations do you have for me? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.